Wells?
Ooh.
This building?
The Wills Memorial Building, and then State Bishop accommodation.
You know, I've heard a load of stuff like, oh, the Wills building's built off like slave money, blah, blah, blah.
Most University of Bristol students will associate the name Wills with the Memorial Building on Queen's Road, or the Halls of Residence in Stoke Bishop, but little know of the actual figure himself, or his relation to the university.
So the Wills you're referring to is Henry Overton Wills, who's the first Chancellor of Bristol University. Probably his most crucial contribution is a donation of £100,000 to the fledgling Bristol University, which is what really helps to get the university established.
Wills was able to make this significant contribution due to his wealth attained from being in the third generation of a firm of tobacco importers. But did this wealth hold any undesirable ties?
But crucially, of course, they're importing tobacco, which is predominantly produced on slave-run plantations in the southern states, the United States of America. So for the first 20 years of his career, Wills will have been importing slave-produced goods.
This means that the original contribution that started the university was money made on the exploitation of slaves. Yet the Wills name is associated with many of the university buildings. Does the university unfairly glorify this figure?
That one's a really difficult question. We should never seek to whitewash the past, so we don't want to just sweep under the carpet all the bits that we're not very comfortable with. We have to remember why the university remembers Wills as well. It's most remembered through the Wills Memorial Building, which is built by his sons. That wasn't built to celebrate his involvement in exploitation and slavery. It's built to celebrate his charitable work, his role in things like education, but also the spirit of enterprise.
Wait, so this building was funded from slave-grown tobacco?
Slave-grown tobacco.
You ignored it or tried to downplay it maybe. Yeah, it would be wrong to, because it's part of the city's history and it's good to keep people aware of what has built up the city.
It's something that people should know about, and to make amends for it now and make the best of it.
Where do you normally go for lunch?
Most of the times we sit in the refectory, or at times we go to the Subway.
Subway or Vincenzo's.
Yeah, £5 lunch deal.
Tesco meal deal, because that's the most cost-effective option, I guess.
Bristol University students are spoilt for choice when it comes to places to eat. Costa, Starbucks and Boston Tea Party are all within walking distance of campus, as are numerous supermarkets.
Usually go to the Clifton Down Sainsbury's.
I go Sainsbury's on my days.
Sainsbury's.
Yeah, I always go to the Sainsbury's.
I'm literally actually just about to go to Sainsbury's.
I actually go to Asda, which is Bedminster. Yeah, cheaper. Yeah, mainly.
But Bristol is known for its culture of independent cafes and restaurants. The Bristolian in Stokes Croft is a perfect example of a local cafe with a truly Bristolian atmosphere.
Been here for about 4 or 5 years, I think. We were #1 on TripAdvisor for a while for brunches in Bristol, which is pretty good. Veggie, vegan, or the full-on meat classic. Yeah, I'd say it was independent and just a bit quirky.
But what makes Bristol's cafes so independent?
There's a Bristol pound. Interesting.
The Bristol pound?
No,
yeah, apparently there's like pounds that you get, but I've never had one.
The Bristol pound is the UK's first citywide local currency. It was designed to support Bristol's thriving independent business sector. To get hold of Bristol pounds, just go into a participating business and exchange your normal pounds for Bristol ones.
Have you ever visited any attractions in Bristol?
I suppose the cathedral down on Park Street.
I went to the zoo. I went to Botanic Garden.
Most students would have visited the famous Clifton Suspension Bridge. But have you ever walked across Valentine's Bridge, located behind Temple Meads? Or for the best views of Bristol, head over to Cabot Tower, a short walk from the Triangle. Living in Bristol, you'd think students would have picked up on some local slang. But have they?
Gert Lush. Get lush. Don't know.
God, lush.
Girl lush. No, I don't have a clue.
Yeah, that's I know that one from Cornwall. That's all right, my lover.
All right, my love. Yeah, that's like, how are you?
It's basically saying to your girlfriend, all right.
Gas head.
I don't have a clue.
Someone says lies. I don't know.
Gas head? No.
You know Bristol Rovers, the football team?
Yeah.
Their fans, they're called gas heads.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to be really Bristol by the time I finish this, yeah?
Spend on housing per month?
Yeah, I spend about £400 per month.
I think mine's a bit more like 420.
I think it's about 105 a week.
Student housing prices in Bristol are among the highest in the UK. A single room in Hyatt Baker Hall costs on average £160 per week. Goldney Hall, located in Clifton, costs £140 for the same room. Housing prices in Clifton do not come cheap, with a 3-bedroom flat in Victoria Square coming in at £1,600 per month. The same size property in Dalton Square, on the outskirts of St Paul's, costs £1,100 per month, over 30% less. A recent report published by the City of Bristol Council revealed that 24% of all children living in Bristol live in an income-deprived household. Crisis UK claims that Bristol has the most number of rough sleepers anywhere in England outside of London. Are students aware of this growing epidemic?
It's very visible. It seems a big problem and I don't know what is being done about it.
I know you see a lot on the strip by Sainsbury's, otherwise I don't know much obviously about it.
I'm transgender and I was disowned by my family. I ended up on the streets at the age of 14 and nobody really teaches you what to do. People actually do give a fuck but are also powerless to do anything. There's two very defined types of students in Bristol. They can be aggressive, they can be quite rude. The other side that have come from much more meagre backgrounds, yeah, there are some people with really good hearts around here, do you know what I mean?
It's hard on the streets of Bristol, especially being born and bred in Bristol. I have been all my life. As we all know, it's freezing cold. This morning, I woke up with frost on my sleeping bag, and I had some guy say, "Oh, was it cold last night?" And I'm looking at him thinking, "Are you just taking the piss or what, mate?" And then he decides to give me 20 pence and say, "Buy yourself a coffee." I thought, well, if you can buy a coffee for 20 pence, can you go buy me one, like, you know? All I see at the moment is buildings going up for students. What about a building for the homeless? You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world out here.